Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to another movie review. And this movie review is going to be on A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And it stars Tom Hanks, Matthew Rhys, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, Susan Kelechi Watson, I think that's how you pronounce her middle name, and Chris Cooper. And the film is based on or inspired by an article by the name of Can You Say Hero by Tom Junod that was published in Esquire magazine back in 1998. And I was really looking forward to this film because I love Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Loved it ever since I was a kid and still do to this day. It's one of those shows that no matter what age you are, you could watch it because it still relates to your life and the lessons that Fred Rogers ended up teaching us as kids. Still relates with you. But it's sad that Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood is not in reruns anymore on PBS because kids should, watch the show and have a role model, have Mr. Rogers as a role model to, kids and the lessons that he taught us. But I do have the DVD that I bought that I showed in my last DVD and Blu-ray update, and I just recently got the other Mr. Rogers DVD, which I'll show in my next DVD and Blu-ray update whenever that's going to happen. But I remember when the photo was leaked with Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers, as Fred Rogers. Thought he fit the role, looked good for the role, and saw the movie today, and I loved the film. This was a really good movie, one of my favorites of the year, and the film is a drama slash biography film. And basically, what the movie's about is it's about this journalist, Lloyd Vogel, who is played by Matthew Rhys, and he gets this assignment. He gets put on this assignment to do a interview profile on Fred Rogers, who is played by Tom Hanks. And pretty much that's basically what the plot to the film is about. But we do see, when the film begins, how Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood opened in the TV show. It opened with the look of the neighborhood. You remember with the big red house and the trolley going by. And then it, fades into, Mr. Rogers' living room. And Tom Hanks ends up, walking in as, Fred Rogers. And what I really liked about the film was the chemistry between Lloyd and Fred Rogers, Matthew Rhys and Tom Hanks. And this was, of course, inspired. It was based on a true story where this journalist, Tom Junod, who came up with the article, Can You Say Hero? He actually interviewed Fred Rogers, and it was stated that when Junod interviewed Fred Rogers, that it changed his perspective on life after he met Fred Rogers, and that's basically what that journalist is with Matthew Rhys's character in the film. And it also shows, Matthew Rhys's character Lloyd. He has a wife, Andrea, who's played by Susan Kelechi Watson. They have, they have a baby, and it also shows conflict between Matthew Rhys's character Lloyd and his father, who's played by Chris Cooper. And I thought the writing of the film was really good. The acting was great, especially from Tom Hanks portraying Fred Rogers. Looked the role. And Matthew Rhys as Lloyd, really enjoyed that character. Very good character. He did really good in the role. And the film was shot really well. I like how in some of the scenes we looked in the studio, like the show, like behind the scenes, as he was filming Tom Hanks with Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and the neighborhood of make believe. It also featured the King Friday and the Daniel Tiger puppets. But, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, I would recommend this film. It is a really good movie. Really loved it. If you're a fan of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood or grew up with the show, this is one movie you have got to see. Like I said, Tom Hanks gave a good performance as Fred Rogers, and I would recommend it. Very good movie. And I hope it does well at the box office. I know it has, you have Frozen 2 come out, which I guarantee Frozen 2 is going to be #1 at the box office for this weekend. But I hope the film does well, because it is a really good movie. But talking about Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, not Frozen 2 though. But anyways, that's it for my review of A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Thank you all for watching. Check out the film. Highly recommend it. And definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And until the next video, which will be the Friday Night SmackDown review, which is going to be tomorrow night. So until that video, I'll see you all tomorrow night with the SmackDown review.